This is video 1 in a 15-part series on Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. And today we're diving into Chapter 1. Thoughts are things. Before we even start, let me ask you something. Have you ever stopped to consider the role your own thoughts have played in shaping your life up to this point? Especially if you're in your 40s or beyond, you've likely experienced triumphs, challenges, maybe even a few setbacks that left their mark. But here's the real question. What if the next stage of your life could be defined not by what has happened so far, but by what you begin to think, starting today? Napoleon Hill begins his book with a statement that is as powerful as it is simple. Thoughts are things. He doesn't mean this in a vague, motivational sense. He means it literally. The dominating thoughts in your mind, the ones you nurture, dwell on, and give emotional weight to, eventually take shape in your life. They influence the decisions you make, the risks you take, the opportunities you see, and ultimately, the results you get. And if you're over 40, this message should strike a chord. Because by now, you've seen enough of life to know that circumstances can change, fortunes can rise and fall, careers can twist and turn, relationships can begin, end, and begin again. Through it all, one thing remains constant: your mind, your ability to think, to imagine, to believe, or to doubt, to fear, to hold yourself back. Hill's message is clear. If you want a better future, you must begin by mastering the thoughts you allow to dominate your mind. Take a moment with that idea. Let it sink in. Because for many people, especially after 40, there's a temptation to think the best years are behind them. That the big opportunities only come when you're young. That if it hasn't happened by now, maybe it never will. Hill would disagree completely. He tells the story of Edwin C. a man with no money, no connections, no status, but with one burning desire: to become a business partner of Thomas Edison. Not an employee, a partner. Barnes showed up at Edison's office uninvited, declared his intention, and got laughed at by the world. He didn't care. He started working in a humble role, holding on to his vision, waiting for the moment when preparation and opportunity would meet. And when Edison invented a new machine that no one wanted to sell, Barnes stepped forward. He saw what others ignored. That decision made him Edison's partner, and eventually a wealthy man. What turned his dream into reality wasn't luck. It wasn't timing. It was the relentless focus of his thoughts, a clear goal, a refusal to quit. Now, imagine applying that same mental focus to your financial life after 40. Maybe you want to pay off debt, start a side business, build savings for retirement, or finally break free from living paycheck to paycheck. It all begins the same way, with a decision, a thought you refuse to let go of. But let's be honest. After 40, life may have handed you disappointments. Maybe you've tried before and failed. Maybe you've made mistakes that cost you money, time, or relationships. So when you hear thoughts are things, you might be thinking, sure, but reality is reality. And you're right, reality is real. Bills are real. Responsibilities are real. But here's the truth. Reality changes when you change the thoughts driving your actions. Think about it. Every invention, every business, every breakthrough began as a thought in someone's mind. Edison's light bulb, Ford's automobile, Jobs' iPhone. They didn't appear out of thin air. They began as ideas, nurtured, developed, acted upon. Your financial transformation works the same way. Hill insists that desire is the starting point, not a wish, not a vague hope, a burning desire. The kind that keeps you up at night, that pushes you to act, that refuses to die when obstacles appear. Do you have that kind of desire for a better financial life? Because without it, thoughts remain weak and scattered. With it, they gain power. They attract ideas, people, and resources you didn't notice before. But desire alone isn't enough. Hill adds 2 more ingredients: faith and persistence. Faith means believing in the possibility of success, even when logic, circumstances, or the opinions of others tell you otherwise. Persistence means refusing to quit when progress feels slow or obstacles rise up. And let's be real, after 40, persistence often feels harder. You've already carried responsibilities for decades. You may feel tired of starting over. But here's the gift of midlife. You also have resilience that younger people lack. You've survived storms. You've solved problems. You know you can endure. When you combine that resilience with a focused mind, you become unstoppable. Hill shares the story of a man who quit digging for gold just 3 feet before hitting one of the richest veins in history. He sold his equipment for scraps. Someone else picked it up, dug a little further, and found the fortune. How many people do this in life? They quit the diet right before the breakthrough. Abandon the business idea right before it takes off. Stop believing in themselves right before opportunity arrives. If you're over 40, maybe you've felt like quitting. Maybe you've thought, what's the use? But what if you're 3 feet from gold? What if persistence right now is the only thing standing between you and the breakthrough you've been waiting for? Pause and really consider that. Because the thought you hold on to through difficulty often becomes the dream that finally comes true. Now, let's get practical. How do you actually apply this idea that thoughts are things to your financial life? Start with one clear goal, not 5, not 10, 1. Maybe it's paying off a credit card, saving 6 months of expenses, launching a side hustle. Write it down, see it in your mind. Picture the outcome in detail, the feelings, the freedom, the relief. Then, every day, feed that thought. Read about it. Learn skills related to it. Take small actions toward it. Protect it from negativity, especially your own. Because here's the thing, your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant grows. If you plant doubt, fear, and I can't, guess what you harvest? But if you plant clarity, belief, and persistence, your actions begin to line up with your vision. Hill also warns about letting fear dominate your thinking. Fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of not being good enough. Those fears have stopped more dreams than lack of money or opportunity ever have. But after 40, you've lived long enough to know fear is mostly smoke and mirrors. The thing you dreaded rarely turns out as bad as you imagined, and even if you fall, you get back up. You've done it before. So why let fear run the show now? Instead, let faith lead. Here's a simple nightly habit Hill would approve of. Before bed, take 5 minutes to visualize your goal as already achieved. See it, feel it, believe it. Why before bed? Because your subconscious mind keeps working while you sleep. Feed it the right images, and it will start spotting opportunities, solutions, and ideas while you go about your day. But let's be clear, visualization without action is daydreaming. Barnes didn't just imagine being Edison's partner. He showed up. He worked. He watched for opportunities. And when the moment came, he seized it. So ask yourself, what door do you need to knock on? What opportunity have you been hesitating on because you feel too old, too late, or too unprepared? Stop waiting for perfect conditions. They don't exist. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Because the moment you align focused thought with consistent action, life starts aligning with you. Hill says when riches come, they often come so fast and in such abundance that people wonder where they were hiding all those years. I've seen this happen. Someone struggles for decades. Then they change their mindset, persist through obstacles, and suddenly opportunities flood in all at once. It wasn't magic, it was focus, faith, refusal to quit. So as we wrap up this first chapter, remember this. You are the master of your fate because you are the master of your thoughts. If you want financial freedom after 40, start here. Feed your mind with abundance, not scarcity. Believe in possibilities, not limitations. Act on opportunities, even small ones. And above all, keep going when others stop. This is just the beginning. In the next videos, we'll dive into the specific principles Napoleon Hill lays out: desire, faith, specialized knowledge, imagination, planning, step by step, so you can turn thoughts into things, dreams into plans, and plans into prosperity. But for now, hold on to this truth. Your mind is the most powerful asset you own. Master it, and you can transform your financial life at any age. If this video made sense to you, give it a like, drop a comment below, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe with the bell on so you won't miss a thing. And if you want to take the next step to transform your financial mindset, check out the link in the first comment below.